Good morning. So this is a packed house, which is awesome because that means that you guys are all here to celebrate the students. If you have an open seat by you, if you could raise your hand so that someone maybe could sit in that chair. So I see one right there. If you have an open seat by you, a free or available seat by you, if you could raise your hand. There are some over here. I see maybe 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Okay. I see still somebody's over there with an open seat by them. Raise your hand until that seat is filled, at which point you can put your hand down. All right. Thank you so much.
Good morning. I don't remember seeing all of you in I. My name is Dr. Art Sesso. I'm currently the Dean and Chairman of Surgery at PCOM. Welcome. Welcome to the donning of the white coats by the class of 2026. Today is a celebration. It's a celebration less about accomplishments and more about commitment. The white coat represents a commitment to service, dedication, empathy, responsibility, and sacrifice. It takes only a few seconds to put a white coat on, but it takes a lifetime to fill it. Congratulations to this class on taking on these obligations and the decisions they have made. At this time, I would like to welcome Catherine O'Shea, the 2023 DO Class Chair, to the podium to address the class.
Thank you, Dr. Sesso. Good morning, Dr. Veit, Dr. Sesso, faculty, friends, family, and most importantly, the class of 2026. Ooh, you can cheer. You should be proud of yourself, yeah. Thank you for having me on this special day. As a fourth year, writing this speech made me quite sentimental. Since my own white coat ceremony, my view on what my white coat means to me has changed. Standing in the midst of my next beginning, as you all are, I realize now that I have developed a sort of friendship with my white coat, and I did not recognize it along the way. In my first year of medical school, I sat exactly where you are sitting and listened to similar speeches. To be honest, when I heard the fourth year speak, I was like, wow, she must be really old. But it was such an exciting day. That day represented to me a sense of peace after a long, difficult journey of taking the MCAT, applying to, and interviewing with schools, and finally getting accepted to medical school. Throughout my first year, I spent a lot of time getting to know my white coat and my role as a new medical student, from the first standardized patient, where you really only need to know how to wash your hands, to learning how to take someone's blood pressure. It was the little things, like learning the fundamentals of primary care. Sorry, Dr. Morris. And Dr. Biddy. Where my new white coat began. During my second year, I did not wear my white coat very much. Instead, it hung in my one-bedroom apartment. And this was where COVID required me to create a multifunctional space in my one-bedroom apartment. It was a kitchen, a gym, and a study space all in one. Come to think of it, my white coat remained in place, watching me struggle with how to survive the days when I ate all of my meals before noon and still had hours of sketchy to go. This coat had a front row seat to my struggle with the isolation of COVID, the new demands of second year, and my preparation for boards. It sat there, quarantined, like me, reminding me of the goal, supporting me, like a good friend, on a journey towards it. A little public service announcement to all the loved ones here today. Whatever happens during second year should not be used against these medical students. There will be days when you'll feel like my mother, who had to decide whether to ask about my day or avoid it as a whole. Let's just say second year is a year of growth for my white coat and me. I smile when I look back to my third year because this white coat was the armor that accompanied me on my clinical rotations. You will all understand why I say armor when you meet the surgical nurses. During this time, you'll never know where to stand, when to talk, or even where to look. But through it all, the coat that you wear daily will be your support when wiping away tears of the family members of your first patient that died, and the shield when addressing a combative patient. It is the uniform that will allow you to play many different roles on the interdisciplinary team of medicine. Third year is when you will use this coat to introduce yourself to the nurses on the floor, offer to help with patient needs, and to volunteer to place IVs even when it's a hard stick. It is a signal that you are there to learn whatever and whenever. You are a team player. Most importantly, as your armor, your white coat becomes your lifeline. It is the storage unit. You didn't know this, but the inside pocket is for snacks. It comes in handy when you're on hour 10 and you haven't even started the procedure yet. You become so comfortable in your white coat and confident in the white coat at the end of third year. It becomes part of your identity. Suddenly, you hit fourth year. Whew. Those fourth year students really don't seem that old. You are the fourth year. Your white coat becomes a reminder of all the memories in the past years, like removing pen stains with your roommates before their audition rotation, with hairspray because bleach never works. You begin to not want to wear your white coat because you do not want to be identified as a student. You want to be respected as a future intern. It is a year of the preparation for a new end and the start of a beginning. It's time for a new white coat. I hope to leave you all today with one message. This is your start, your time to build your friendship with your white coat, the piece of material that will be with you on each step of your major journey through medical school. It is a symbol that can be looked towards during your fourth year to show how far you've come. And I can assure you, even though you will have many, many moments of doubt, you are all going to go far because you have your white coat there with you, supporting you along the way. Congratulations, you've made it to medical school. Okay. Now I would like to introduce Odessa Polito, DO General Surgery Resident and alumna of the DO class of 2017, who will speak to the meaning of the white coat with reflection on her experiences from student to resident.
Good morning, everyone. When I first agreed to this, I thought this was going to be virtual. So we'll see how it goes. Now we're at overmax capacity. Someone duplicated the tickets, I'm sure. All right. So my white coat ceremony was about 10 years ago. Yes, I am older than Dr. O'Shea here. Now I'm a fifth-year general surgery resident with 1 more year to go. I'll be completing my trauma fellowship next year at Cooper. Thank you. I wish I could tell you that I remembered what the speaker said on my white coat ceremony, but I don't. I had just finished my head and neck exam, and my family had just flown in from Hawaii, and I was too busy thinking about the next test, the next thing to do. So right now, so you don't make the same mistakes that I did, I want you to take this time to stop thinking about what's next. Enjoy this moment. Think about how hard you've come, the people who are surrounding you right now, and how hard they had to support you and be there for you. I want to impart 3 things into you that I hope that you'll remember, and I just want you to learn from my experiences and my mistakes. The white coat used to signify who the doctor was. Now everyone knows that everyone in the hospital wears it. If you're a resident, you're now identified by the black jackets. I have 5 of them. I'm not sure why we have the goal of distinguishing ourselves, but this kind of all changed in 2020 when COVID hit. This was the first time in my career, in my training, that I was scared of going to the hospital. My co-residents and I didn't understand what was going on. We didn't understand what we were fighting. We didn't understand how to treat it. All you could hear overhead was code blue or airway alert. I had medicine colleagues having to figure out which patient deserved the vent more. As a surgical resident, we had added a responsibility of placing tracheostomy tubes in this patient. That meant 100% exposure, especially with our reused N95s. What mattered during these occasions wasn't really who had the longer white coat. It didn't matter what happened, what initials were after your name, or the type of training that you had. What it meant is that we were part of a community. And this comes to my first point. The white coat means that you joined a community of people who is actually dedicated to working to get family members home safe, these strangers, getting them home to their families so they can live another day. You joined a group of people, a team, who with their selfless acts, made sure that each person received the treatment and care that they needed. What also came with the territory of COVID is that selflessness can take a toll on you. It can cause burnout. Some people don't believe that it's real. You'll have mentors, you'll have faculty, you'll have colleagues telling you that it's not a real thing. I'm letting you know that it is, and that the science is there to support it. These past 2 years, I've seen people stretch so thin that the joy of medicine wasn't there anymore. This brings me to my second point. Your white coat will never be more important than the one who wears it, you. It's okay to ask for help. It's okay to tell people that you're struggling. There are going to be times when you decide to work and stay in the hospital, but you have to do that at a balance, because what you do for patients and your quality of care is going to be a reflection of your mind, but also your heart. Even if I don't remember the specifics of the white coat ceremony, it holds a special place in my heart. You see, it was the last time that my family and I came together to celebrate an accomplishment. My mom passed away a week before I was about to walk across the stage for my medical school graduation. She was my strongest advocate. She was my biggest supporter. She was the person that I wanted to be there the most. I wish I could remember each and every moment, because nothing really compares to the joy that a parent feels when they see their child finally reaching their dreams. The white coat meant I was one step closer to being a doctor. So learn from my mistake. Savor today. Celebrate with your family and your friends, and don't take moments like these for granted. There will always be another test to study for. But the people who are with you today may not be there to celebrate with you tomorrow. So again, the 3 things I want you to take away. The white coat means you joined a community. 2, the responsibilities of the white coat will never be more important than you, your health, your safety. And 3, savor each moment, because tomorrow isn't guaranteed. Welcome to the world of medicine. It's an amazing and life-changing experience. I look forward to training with you, serving with you. So congratulations to the future DO class of 2026. The fun has just begun. Up next, we will have Dr. Sesso come up and speak. Special thank you to Dr. Sesso because he was my program director when I first got in, and he gave me a spot to be a chance to become a surgeon. So without him, I would not be here.
Go surgery, and I know what you're in for next year. Well, I got to get this next part right, or else student affairs will kill me. But this is the time. The hour and the moment have met. It's time to start the ceremony. It's a PCOM tradition for members of the faculty at the far end of each row to help the student at the end of the row into their coat. This student will then now assist the next student, continuing the process in each row until the entire class of 26 is coated, symbolizing the camaraderie of the healthcare team. So faculty, students, please rise. Go ahead and begin the coding. Okay. It looks like we have a whole sea of white coats now. Friends, family, if you ever wanted to shout and applaud, now's the time to do it. All right, I'll ask you all now to be seated. Okay, each year during orientation, students from all 3 of our campuses are asked to come together and work to create a mission statement. I asked Brianna Hector, the DO chair of the class of 2026, to come to the podium and lead her class in the reading of this statement.
Good afternoon, everyone. Before we read the class of 2026 mission statement for the first time as a Philadelphia class, I want to recognize our Philadelphia classmates who participated with our Georgia and South Georgia classmates to create our mission statement. I now ask for those students to come up on the stage. I will now ask them to introduce themselves before we start the read.
Noman Faruqi.
Anisha Venkatesh.
Neha Bardwaj. Vidiana Samantha Antonucci.
Simon Adeola Okunleye.
Paige Barron.
Victoria Horn.
And Sherry L. Jimenez.
Now, I ask the Philadelphia class to please rise. And we will recite the mission statement for the first time together in a call and response fashion, line by line. Guys ready? All right. As future physicians, we are called to provide our patients with holistic and compassionate care. Based on the principles of osteopathic medicine, treating body, mind, and spirit. We will collaborate and support each other within the team of healthcare professionals. And lean on strength derived from our diversity. We will honor the sacrifices and support of our families and friends. Throughout our journey of learning and service. Together, we will maintain an academic curiosity and commitment to innovation. Enabling us to overcome challenges in all fields of medicine. We are dedicated to advocating in public and private spheres. To ensure equitable, accessible, and high-quality care for all members of society. The class of 2026 will serve to bridge the gap between communities and the healthcare system. with skill, integrity, and empathy. We will build lifelong relationships with our colleagues and patients. Leading the way towards an exceptional future for humanity. Congrats, class.
I think we're in very good hands. Please be seated. Today we are privileged to have the Pennsylvania Osteopathic Medical Association President share in our celebration. POMA is a division of the American Osteopathic Association supporting students, residents, interns, and physicians located within the state of Pennsylvania. Please welcome Dr. Lisa Weatherite-Reig.
Thank you, Dr. Sesso, Dr. Veit, and thanks for inviting me back. I actually had the chance to meet you all during your orientation, and when I was asked to come back, I jumped at the chance. I was so excited and so energized after our time together. As president of Pennsylvania Osteopathic Medical Association, I bring you greetings from all of your osteopathic colleagues from throughout the state. We want to do whatever we can to support you and help you succeed in whatever you want to do with your careers. You're part of our family, and I welcome you. Had you ever wondered why the white coat? Up until the late 19th century, physicians wore black coats. Maybe because seeing a physician, just like interactions with the clergy, also clad in black, was a solemn, formal affair. Think tuxedos. Or maybe, just maybe, the state of medicine at that time was more like a last-ditch effort or a precursor to death for those seeking medical advice, and black symbolized then, as it still does now, mourning. But the science of medicine has changed. It's certainly come a long way from the worthless cures and quackery to innovative interventions in preventive care that we study today. In the late 1800s, like I told you before, I used to hate history, but until I started seeing it actually come into place. So in the late 1800s, there was a significant conversion in the process of medicine with great discoveries, recognizing the importance of sterility and disease prevention and the need to emphasize the biomedical science in the education of physicians, hence your first 2 years. Black coats were changed to white coats as a sign of the value of cleanliness and antisepsis. And this so much more than a fashion statement really did catch on. And by 1915, white coats were standard apparel for surgeons, and by the end of World War II and the invention of antibiotics, white coats were standard for medical students, residents, fellows, and physicians. That was across the United States. It's thought that the white coat worn by a physician helps to instill confidence in the patient that is seeking counsel from that physician. So all of the docs here today, who remembers their white coat ceremony? I don't remember mine because I didn't have one. In fact, the first white coat ceremony was documented in 1989. Now, how many here were born in no, don't answer that. And then they became pretty much standard by 1993. So the ceremony actually originated when incoming medical students at an undisclosed medical college were very, very lax in their appearance and in their attires. The thought that the ceremony early in the medical career will help future physicians set the tone for their professional life and their responsibilities. It's also a reminder to your families and the loved ones that are here supporting you today that you are embarking on a very challenging 4 years, and you will need to rely on them for their unending love and support. I'm sure you have that. So now you know the history of the white coat. Today, I want to share with you some practical pointers, since I shared all my inspiring stuff with you during your orientation. So, first of all, student Dr. O'Shea actually touched on this a little bit. I want to talk about the importance of pockets. Over the years, pockets in the white coat have evolved considerably. In fact, the value of a white coat was measured by the number and the depths of the pockets. Before smartphones and devices, the pockets were used to house our peripheral brains. Those little blue books, little tiny 3-ring binders that we wrote down all the notes of everything we needed to survive our clinical rotations. Also tucked in the deepest pockets were your mini versions of Harrison's Essentials and Nelson's Pediatrics, because kids are scary and you don't want to screw them up. There's room for note cards, for patient information to complete your logs, bandage scissors, pens and more pens, your NeuroHammer, your pen light, an extra pen light, your beeper. You guys remember beepers? You don't remember beepers. Granola bar, chocolate, peppermints, and here's my tip, a tiny bottle of Vicks Vapor Rub. So if you encounter an aroma that just doesn't agree with you, you put a little under your nose when gagging is not an option in front of a patient or an attending. Those are absolutely essentials. Next, I want to talk to you about the struggle with sleeve length. To all my young colleagues who are not the average 5'4" female or 5'9" male, the sleeve length can be an issue. If they're too long, they get stuck in stuff. Sometimes medical stuff, sometimes not, but if it is on a white coat, it is assumed by the world to be medical. Therefore, that tea or coffee that gets dripped on your coat, that's a urine specimen. The strawberry jelly from the donut that you grabbed on the way out the door, that's blood. We're not even going to talk about what chocolate or guacamole is. Hem the sleeves. Roll them up, whatever you need to do, keep them out of stuff, medical or otherwise. To my more statuesque young colleagues, you won't have to push the sleeves up as far when you're called upon to suture, insert a catheter, or perform any other medical procedure where you might get a little dirty. But that being said, if they're too short, you may look like you're playing dress up. This is for real, guys. Invest in yourself. Invest in the proper size and length, because your appearance is the first thing that will get the attention of your patients, their families, your attendings, your colleagues, and anyone you'll work with or who will be observing your work. Along those same lines, a couple of minutes with an iron or my trick spray wrinkle releaser also goes a long way to maintain that professional appearance. Wrinkles and creases really do detract from the look you are trying to achieve and the confidence you need to instill in your patients and yourself. My last bit of advice is white means white. Since we've learned the symbolism behind the white coat suggests cleanliness, do your best to maintain that. A tip I offer is to invest in a couple extra coats, have one clean pressed and ready to go at all times, and reserve a couple for situations when you know the potential to get a little soiled is high. If your coat is embroidered, Avoid using chlorine bleach. It will weaken the fibers and fabric, and it fades the embroidery. The best thing I found to get blood stains out is liquid Dawn detergent. Just spot clean it and then use an oxygen cleaner. And nothing gets betadine or methylene blue out of your coat. But in all seriousness, your white coat does signify the commitment you are making to yourselves, your colleagues, your College of Osteopathic Medicine, and every patient that will trust you in your future. Wear them with pride, but wear them with humility. I thank you for inviting me back, and can't wait to see what you guys do. Now at this time, thank you. At this time, it is my honor to introduce your own PCOM pulmonics to grace us with their harmonic talent.
Unknown road to embrace my fate, though that road may wander, lead me to you, and 1,000 years would be worth the wait. It may take a lifetime, but somehow I'll see it through. I will find my way. I can go the distance. I'll be there someday. If I can be strong, I know every mile will be worth my while. When I go the distance, I'll be right where I belong. Where I belong. To look beyond the glory is the hard part. For a hero's strength is measured by his heart. His heart. No, by his heart. I will beat the odds, and maybe I can go the distance. I will face before the world, and I'll be fearless, proud, and strong. I will please my God. I can go the distance till I find my hero's welcome right there, right there where I belong.
Good morning. My name is Ken Veit, and I have the honor of being the provost of this great university. A comment, the pulmonics, you guys were selected from a very competitive group of candidates. If you have singing, you actually got extra points. Do you know that, to get in? So we are amazed every time about the pulmonics and how well they do. Thank you so much. I'm also always amazed by our young students and residents and their comments, because I think that brings a perspective to this event that is very important. Talking to the students right now, that mission statement, you are many, many classes that have done that mission statement, and I know that a lot of thought went into it. You'll read that mission statement again at your graduation. We also use that mission statement at difficult times, when you start second-guessing yourself of what you're doing. And so it is a reminder to you of what you signed up for. And what you signed up for is very hard, but so, so important. Now, to the audience here and the loved ones here, I've often been asked, what is your role in this process? Well, first of all, you're here, and that's incredible. And thank you so much for giving up your time to come and support our young students. No, you will not be asked to take their anatomy test. Not that they would want you to. You cannot go on rounds with your students. You're not going to go on surgical rounds with them. You're not going to be embedded in their true frontline experience. But there's a very, very important role that you're going to be playing over the next couple of years. I guarantee you're going to get a call or a text now. Mom, I'm not sure I can do this. Maybe you got that call already. This is too hard. Everybody else is smarter than me. I'm not sure I'm cut out for this. Brother, I passed my boards. I'm going to start my clerkship next week. I'm going to be on rounds. I'm going to finally put on a white coat. That it means something. I'm so excited. Sister, I just helped deliver a baby today. It was amazing. It was totally amazing to see a life come into this world. Dad, my patient died today, and I'm really upset. I was with the team, but I'm not sure I did everything I could as part of that team to help. And it's going to take some time. Those calls, I guarantee you, are going to come to you. And that's your role in the future, is to be there for these young students, to be listening to them as they go through this incredible, difficult, hard, and so important process to become physicians of the future. That concludes our ceremony right now, and I want to thank everybody for coming here and the support they give to our students. It's so important, so, so important. I want to thank you for sharing and for everything you do. We're going to conclude our ceremony at this point. The faculty and the leaders will be walking off the stage now, and now you know that nothing really happens until we take a picture on it. This event is being transmitted on our websites and on our Instagrams, and you name it. It's all going out right now, so there is many, many ways this thing will live forever. But Bruce, our photographer, will be coming on stage to take a picture of the group and of the audience. So at this point in time, our leaders will be stepping off, our faculty will be exiting the door right here, and please, nobody leave yet, because Bruce has to document this. So thank you so much for coming, and I appreciate it.
Yeah, they're being instructed. They're being instructed what to do. Do I need to get this out of the way?
Hi, you guys in the front are going to have to get away from the edge. You're good right there. You're good. You're good. Perfect. It's a sea of white. There you go. We're going to do this in 3 shots. First 2 shots are for the school. The last shot, you guys can do whatever you want. Almost anything you want. Okay. Here we go. Ready? First shot. Flash go off? Yeah. All right. Nice. Here we go. Second shot. Stunning. All right. I want to feel the love on this one. Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Students, just stay at your seats for a moment. Just return to your seats for a moment, students. Oh, good. Where are they at? Class, going to ask that you follow your ushers out. I ask the family and all guests in the room, please stay in your seat. We have to get the class out first, and then we'll be releasing you. Please be patient for a moment. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain seated until the last student is out, and I have a few announcements. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you on behalf of PCOM. My name is Michael Lombardo. I'm the Executive Director of Student Affairs. This is the largest white coat ceremony we have had. So thank you for your patience. Give yourselves applause, yes. So the photo was a moment to try and get that capture of the students all together for the first time in their white coats. We did not have that opportunity to do that because of their classes and so forth, so we've done our best. We are a little concerned about the lighting. We did some test shots. Ideally, those shots will be great. You will be able to get those off of the PCOM website in the social media area. This event has also been recorded and was live streamed, so you could also go back and see that there as well. Because this was the first time we did a photo in this room, we're right now trying to attempt to do one outside. Okay? So Bruce is taking another shot of the students, and ideally that shot will also be available, and the sun and the light will hopefully be cooperative for us out there. I thank you once again. On behalf of PCOM, I appreciate your patience and your being here supporting your students, and this concludes our ceremony. Thank you.